we're trying to focus on trying to figure out how to do this whole idea of looking at different blood types, or sorry, I'm jumping the gun here. Where's my eraser? Do you see my eraser?
Where did you put it?
It's okay.
Jeez, Avery.
It's my own.
I'll find it. Your whiteboard eraser? It's probably Sammy. Hid something.
You know what you did. Why don't you put some milk in
We
the
took care. All right. Now here's what I need, everybody. Okay, while we're freezing our flies, we've been talking a lot about how we've got this one cell here. This cell, of course, is got a nucleus. That nucleus is going to have the DNA in it. mRNA comes in to make a copy. It goes these little balls on the rough ER called ribosomes. Those ribosomes then put together the amino acids to make protein. It's fantastic things. Okay, Gracie, did you get one of these papers? Okay, cool. All right, now, so now we start talking about traits. We know that this cell, when it divides, it goes through mitosis, that prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. We know that DNA replicates in interphase. We know that DNA needs to make copies so that I can become either an eye or a leg or a wing. Okay, now we start like, how are these traits transferred? Okay, why am I the color I am? Why am I as tall as I am? Why do I have 5 fingers? Why don't I have 6 fingers? Okay, all of those things. Okay, so let's take a look at this worksheet. And I started thinking today, I was like, I don't know if they could do this just straight up on their own. And that's fine. Okay, so let's talk about this together. It says number 1, cross the following big B, little b times little b. Let big B be brown and little b be blue eyes. Watch both show both phenotype and genotype ratios. Okay, if you were to do this, what is your, what's the first thing you should do here? Yeah. Yep, says the wise man who hasn't been here. Draw, what's the word he's looking for? Punnett square. So everybody draw a Punnett square on your, like right there underneath number 1. Okay, and we're going to put the parents on the outside. Okay, what would I put on the outside of this box? Big B, little b, little b, little b on top. Okay, now I'm not going to tell you the answer in the middle. Okay, but I want you to try this. Then I'll tell you in a second. But you try to figure out what goes on the inside. If I have big B, little b on the outside, and little b on the top, okay, what needs to go on the inside? Okay, so we're on number 1. Looking real good. Some of you are like, I'm not sure. Fantastic. So it's interesting. Yeah, great job. Go ahead and fill out the inside. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. We did What's that?
I only do that.
Yes.
She doesn't know what I like it. I don't think anybody knows what that is.
What a what?
So I was doing it right.
What is it, Riley?
What's that?
A daddy ant? Did he just say daddy ant? What did you say? What a daddy
That's
ant
cool.
is?
Daddy hat.
Okay, now
Daddy
listen.
hat?
Stay with me.
Isn't that-
Okay, so here's what we got.
Oh,
Most,
isn't like
you
we
guys
did a
did
home
much
run?
better than my 5th period. Here we go. Big B, little b, big B, little b, little. So you get big and little, boom. Big and little, boom. Little, boom. Little, boom. So what's happening here is we've got these 2 coming together right here. These 2 coming together right here. Okay, these 2 here and these 2 here. Okay, so now it says give me your genotype and phenotype ratios. What's the genotype?
Isn't that the dominant?
You're all using the right terms, but you're not giving me the correct answer. What is the genotype?
The dominant.
The opposite is the phenotype.
Oh, I think Oliver said
I don't see him now, but
it. No, I
I was like, do you all see all of them?
The dominant trait.
I think Oliver said it.
Does it start with an H?
Is it the dominant?
It's the letters. Okay, so if I go ahead and just put this GR for genotype ratio. I've got 2 big B, little b,
20,
2 little b, little b. Right? That's it's a 2-to-2 ratio. Okay, we haven't done this yet. I was just curious about it. Okay, now the phenotype ratio, that's the looks. Okay, so what does this one and this one look like? Brown eyes, you're right. So it does look like one of the parents. So I got 2 brown. And then what's this one look like? Yeah, 2 blue eyes.
False Google's a liar.
Which is interesting because it is true that you can have 2 blue eyes and we all have 1 brown eye. Anyway, thank you. Okay. It's like, I'm glad you're here, man. All right, so y'all with me on this? We got big B, little b. That's brown because brown is what?
Brown.
Dominant. It's the big letter. This overrides this one. Little b, that has to be blue. Okay, so that's the recessive. My genotype is the letters. My phenotype is the looks. Now I'm going to go off here to the side and I'm going to number this number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Number 2 says big A, little a, and I've got some choices here. By the way, do you see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J? 2 of those choices are straight up not even true. Okay? Oh, I know why. It's your phone.
Straight up.
I was
That's
like,
weird.
why is this doing that? It's your phone. Okay. Which 2 are completely like not even like it's not. I made them up to try to trick you.
No.
If you just know like
Multiple allies.
no multiple alleles is like a real thing.
Homozoio.
Incomplete dominance is a thing.
Homozoio. Dominant.
Here it is. The 2 it's okay. It's okay. The 2 terms are heterozygous dominant and heterozygous recessive.
Yeah.
Go ahead and mark both those off. Those are not real. Heterozygous literally means different. Homo is the same, right? So I can't say heterozygous dominant or heterozygous recessive because those are in fact different. Okay, I have a big letter and a small letter. So what would my correct choice be for big A, little a there? Nice guess, nice guess. It's not homo because I'm not, I guess I have both A's, but I have a big A and a little a. Heterozygous. So the correct answer is B as in boy. Okay, please, everybody write this down because later, okay, so number 2, everybody needs to write down B. Don't forget to write your genotype, phenotypes. Okay, everybody should have everything written down that I have on what they're. Okay, number 2 is B. Number 3 is big A, big A. Which letter? E is correct because that is homozygous dominant. Homo, why? Because I've got big, big. Dominant, right? Now what do I do for little a, little a? F is correct because F is homozygous recessive. Now, number 5 says the looks. Yeah. Looks is the pheno, correct. So that's letter I. What are the genotype is A. All right, now this is good job. 7, 8, and 9 are hard. 9 is the only one technically that you should be able to get based on what we talked about. Okay, the chicks that were red and white. Okay, were what was that trait? What was that trait? Codominance. You got it.
Yeah.
Codominance. Number 9 is J. Okay, so what do I have for 8, 7, and 8? Pink flowers and blood type. Well, does anybody know? I'm just curious. What's pink flowers? Pink flowers is G. You've got incomplete dominance. And that means H is number 8. Please, 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 if you did not write these terms down, do it. Okay, BEFIAGHJ. We are going to come back to these later. But do you guys remember when we did chickens the other day? Okay, and let me just show you a quick example. And Lena, we could talk about your mRNA. Is that what you were confused about, or do you think you nailed that mRNA codon stuff? Okay, but I want to look at this one though. Okay, so if you look at the chickens, okay, stick with me here, folks. What is it?
Cricket.
Oh, it's a cricket. Cool.
You got it.
Good job.
Let's freeze it.
Freeze.
Do you want me to go take it into?
Where is it?
Right there.
Oh.
Let it
Don't
go.
kill it.
Oh.
Man,
I like how the wind is hot.
Go ahead, so.
Put it out in the light.
Come on, you.
Oh, that's
Eat it.
Can you plug that back in? So yeah, a lot of people don't realize that these crickets, and I know this cricket actually escaped from Greta's room because Greta, these are not wild. So these right here are not the wild kind. These are the kind that she gets for food.
No.
Protein.
That was on.
Oh my God.
You killed it.
No,
I would put
Protein.
nothing.
you're not even gonna put sauce on it.
It's a little. I thought you said you knew it. Where's the hot sauce? The crickets. That was a lot of protein. Yeah, I take some. Was that?
I got a couple of legs in my teeth.
Really gross. Not the look.
I'll leave.
Okay. Pretty good. All right, now listen. Here we go. You ready?
Oh,
You ate a
I
cricket.
have like
Fair for that one?
13,000
Yeah.
chickens.
What if that cricket meant something to someone?
Yeah, like
Watch this. Chicken. Okay. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Breathe. I got red light chickens. Now hold on a second. Now I want you to watch this. All right. So here's the deal.
Half of them, which is shown here, provides actually a great example.
We're gonna look at these guys. Okay, now remember, chickens codominance. Okay, I get a red chicken and a white chicken, and I get a mixture. Half of the chicken's red, half of it's white. So let's make a prediction. I got a red flower, a white flower, and a pink flower. Okay, if I go a red and a white, what am I gonna get?
pink.
Maybe. Let's look.
Incomplete dominance.
Watch
What
this
we're
real
gonna
quick.
do is use a Punnett square and see what happens.
Okay,
when
keep
you
watching.
cross
I'm gonna
that red
watch. I'm gonna give you your flash here.
white 4 o'clock flower. Let's take a look at that. So let's start this cross off with the white flower. In the case of the white 4 o'clock flower, it has a genotype of C large W, C large W. We're going to cross that with a red flower, and we can see that the genotype for the red flower is C large case R, C large case R. You're going to see what happens when these are combined. Let's look at this. Okay, we'll put them in a Punnett square. We'll put the white flowers gametes up on the top. Let's put the red flowers gametes on the side here. Once we combine these gametes, let's see what happens. So first off, we're going to get 2 pink flowers, CR, CW, CR, CW. Let's see what happens next. Well, once this Punnett square is fully
Okay, we
filled
got
in,
all
you can see
pink.
that all
What
of
the
the
heck?
offspring are pink.
So
And this is
notice
because we've combined.
when we did chickens, red and white gave us the same genotype. Okay, but instead of this being half red and half white, now we got a new flower, pink. All right, now here's my question for you. If I now breed 2 pinks together, am I gonna get only pink? What do you think?
Yeah.
2 pinks,
No.
only pink.
No.
What's that?
2 males, 2 females are all red.
Make sure you type it down in your
You're not.
list.
Don't.
Okay, all right, let's see what happens.
White with the white allele with the red allele. And when those two combine, neither are dominant. It's a form of incomplete dominance. In fact, these colors mix, and it's the same in the real world. If we mix white with red, we're going to get pink. Same thing happens here with plants.
Okay, now look, here's what happens.
So that's our F1 generation. Our F1 generation are all pink, or all CRCW.
Okay, we all got pink. So now I'm gonna take two
Now
pinks.
let's cross the F1 generation. So let's cross some pink and see what happens. We'll set up our Punnett squares. We can see here.
Oh, wait.
Punnett squares set up.
White,
Fill it in. So far, what we've got a red. 1/4 of them appear to be red. 1/4, looks like so far half of them are pink. Let's keep this Punnett square going.
Okay, so look at this. We got two pinks on the outside. Okay, pink, pink. So far I got a red, a pink. What do you think the last one's gonna be?
red.
Why?
White.
Finishes off. Okay, white. So we can see once we fill in this Punnett square, this is again with the F1 generation, when two pinks are crossed, you're going to get 1/4 of them red, half of them will be pink, and 1/4 of them are going to be white.
Okay, crazy, right? What the, who's it? Yeah.
What's the name of that thing?
Drosophila, if you go to Google Drive and just type in DROS, it should pop up. Oh, you're done.
Yeah, Sammy. A lot of times I like to follow. No, it's not your signature.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are
Tyler, are you getting your
Hey, that is. Hey, Face is coming.
But like, are you still getting your all red eyes though?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I need.
Four white eyed males and 3 red eyed males.
Okay,
Okay,
what about you? What would you get
I got
today?
it. 4 white eyed males
All red.
and 3 red eyed males.
Profiling.
Dude, same.
Okay, how do I write
Is that why you play B for the milk?
Okay, everybody knows you did it. I didn't.
Let me see if I can get that off. That's annoying. Okay, now listen. Couple you still counting, that's great. Incomplete dominance, though, different from co-dominance.
Most of the time. Yeah, the regular. Wait, how do I write this? My shape just.
All right, now. Okay, guys, stick with me here. Incomplete dominance then is when we don't have like co-dominance is like we share it. Incomplete means like there's not one that's more dominant or the other. We can do a mixture. Okay, it's different from like the recessive stuff. Okay, now I want to talk about real quickly. I want to talk about multiple alleles. Okay, and this is your blood type. How many people know your blood type in here? Anybody? Okay, what do you got? You're what? A. Oh, yeah. All right. So listen, yeah. Okay, you got a question? Question. So I'm A blood type. My wife is A blood type. We have kids that are A blood type. We could also have a kid that's O blood type. That's a possibility. If I have an O parent and an O parent and they have an A kid, that's not possible. Okay, it's a lot like the tongue rolling thing. Okay, we're not going to watch this whole thing, but I want to show you the beginning of this, and then I want to show you this video. This is Jabin from
Ancient history.
ancient. What year is this? 2007. I know.
Wait, was
Okay.
this in Abby Taylor's class?
No.
Because Addison showed me that video. She's one of our bartenders.
I love it. She's great. Oh yeah, man. You'll see. All right, watch this real quick, and then we'll talk. We're not watching the whole thing. Just watch it.
Phenotypes that are easy to tell. your eye color, your hair texture, your height, whether you have a straight thumb or hitchhiker thumb. But one phenotype that you can't tell just by looking.
Real quick, I didn't realize this until like fifth grade. Everybody's like, oh, my thumb. Okay, this is not hitchhiker thumb. That is not, hitchhiker thumb is, yes, Savannah's got it. It's literally where you could take your thumb, yes, and bend it at this joint that way.
Everybody can do
Yes.
it.
That's why
Oh, I can do that.
Yo, yo.
Both of mine do it.
Mr. Burnwood
Is
in the video.
This it?
Who is that guy?
That looks nothing
That's
like.
John Green. No, in the video.
I am John Green. Okay, here we
Is your
go.
blood type. Your blood is really made up of many things: platelets, plasma, red blood cells. But you've probably heard before that when blood is donated, it's very important that it is matched correctly. And that's true because blood type phenotypes vary. It really boils down to the fact that red blood cells, they're not naked. They have proteins on their surface. And it turns out that your immune system is very protective. And if it gets blood that's donated that has different proteins that it's not used to, it will attack them. With blood type, you can have several different phenotypes: A, B, AB, or O. These letters stand for antigens that are found on the red blood cells. So type A blood, for example, has A antigens on the surface of red blood cells. Type B blood, for example, has B antigens on the surface of red blood cells. Type AB has both A and B antigens on the surface of red blood cells. Type O, I like to think of it looking like a 0. It doesn't have A or B antigens. It's naked. Well, okay, it does have other proteins on its surface, but not A or B. So think of O as looking like a 0. It doesn't have A or B. So if you have type B blood, you have B antigens on the surface of red blood cells. That means a person with type B can accept another person's type B blood because B is an antigen that their body recognizes. But if you try to give that person a type A blood type, that's an antigen that the immune system does not recognize. That person's immune system would attack. It would also attack AB blood because that includes the A that it doesn't recognize. Now type O would be safe. Remember, O, think of like a 0. It doesn't have A or B antigens. So type O can donate to everyone. Now, while O individuals can donate to everyone, they can only receive blood from another type O. Because type O doesn't have A or B antigens, so their immune system will attack any other blood type that does. Neither of us have type AB blood, but we would think this is a cool blood type to have in the sense that you could receive blood from anyone. If an AB person received blood from a person that had type A, well, they've got the A, so it's all good. And if an AB person received blood from a person that had type B, well, they've got the B antigen too, so it's all good. They can receive blood from type O too because there's not any antigens to even worry about. Now, one thing we do want to add that makes all of this a bit more complicated: blood types also have a plus or minus sign listed by the blood type. This makes a big difference with blood donations. If you have a plus, it means that you have this other little protein called Rh factor on the surface of your blood cells. And if you have a negative, it means that you do not have this little protein called.
Okay, we'll talk about that later, but I want to show you this video. So, so the idea here is that O is the universal donor. Okay, O blood you can give to everybody. AB can receive, but it doesn't go both ways. And that's all because of these antigens and these antibodies. Okay, so I made this video back in 2007, and it got some pretty mean comments that I loved, honestly. And someone took them down, or maybe they got off YouTube, but here you go.
Let's okay, good. All right. So okay, let's take a look at this. We've got the different blood types: A, B, ABO, right? Y'all with me on that one? Everybody's got that, okay? If I have A blood type and I have A antigen, and what's an antigen again? What's it do to you? Irritates it, and what fights the irritation? Antibodies. They try to get it, right? Okay, so if I have A blood, what's going to fight the A blood? Anti-A, right? These two will fight. And anti-A is located where? In what blood? B blood, okay? So if I'm A blood, okay, I have what antigens? A, okay? You got it. Okay, if he's B blood, what kind of antigen does he have? Antigen! Antigen! B! He's B blood. Antigen B. I'm what kind of blood? A. What kind of antigen? A. So if my A antigen gets in his B blood, what's his B blood gonna do? Fight it.
Okay, by the way, this guy is a German foreign exchange student, okay? He sent this video to all his friends and he was like, what's wrong with you people?
With what? Anti-A, right? And when they start to fight, it's kind of like this. They start to fight. Then it gets all clumpy. It's called a kind of like if the blood was like this, just like starts to get like this. And so imagine trying to like travel through a blood cell like this. It's just not going to happen very well, right? You see that? And if this gets in the heart, if this thing gets in the heart, what's going to happen to it? You guys can die.
They were like his friends were like, oh man, your teacher's really mean, he beat you. And then there were some comments and like they were deleted. I didn't delete them, but they were like, this teacher needs to be fired. He beats his students with trash bags. I was like, yeah, I do. Okay.
Your
Is that
legs were
right?
so small.
My legs?
Yes.
And you
Check your legs.
your voice
No,
was like
that was
really
before you
high
hit the
pitched,
gym.
by the way.
Why does he look like Mr. Dorman?
He got on that creatine a little bit. If Mr. Dorman had a beard, yeah.
If
Yeah.
Mr. Dorman and
That's so
John Green were one.
You guys are fun.
And
All
your
right.
voice sounds way higher than it is.
Whoa!
It sound higher than that? That's so, all right. I should have, that's before I started smoking cigarettes. All right, listen. Okay, it's funny somebody wrote this up, this hard on here. I did not write this, but I want to make sure everybody's getting this. Shh. This is multiple alleles. Okay, so the idea here is that O blood can give to A blood can give to AB blood, O blood can give to B blood can give to A, and O can give to AB. Okay, notice those arrows are only going one way. Okay, but this is a genetic thing too. We get one of our alleles or one of our genes for blood type from our mom. We get one of our genes or alleles from our dad, right? So if in this case, our options could be A, O, B, O, okay? Okay, or AB or OO. Now listen, that's not technically how you write it, but that's how I like to write it. Okay, and the reason why is because if we were to say that there's one recessive, it would be O. Okay, so if I have two parents, and this, I've seen this happen before. Okay, this parent is O blood type. They have to have two O genes. Obviously, the only thing you can get is O. Now, let's say Hannah and I, who are both A blood type, okay, but we have a kid that's O blood type, that's possible. It actually is. Because if I have this second gene with O, A overrides the O, so that's like this is more dominant than this. So I have A blood type, but I have the gene for O. This is multiple alleles, okay? Incomplete dominants are pink flowers. Red, white chickens are codominants. And eye color, in the case of the blue eyes and brown eyes, is just simple dominant recessive. Y'all with me on this stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, I will take your fly stuff.